I?
Do you remember this?
Oh, right. We had an assignment. But who are you really and why do I need to learn about you?
Well, I am Flowchart, and it's nice to meet you, Amadine.
Flowchart?
Yes, I am the best chart that is connected and related to your field.
How could it be?
Flowchart is an important tool in architectural processes because they help architects visualize the process, communicate and collaborate effectively, identify potential errors and inefficiencies, and improve the overall design.
Yeah, okay, great, but I need to do my assignment now.
Now, before you leave, you should watch this video.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am architect Amadine Bertil Obiton, a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Architecture from CIT University. I am a licensed architect now. Today we will be talking about what is a flowchart. Of course, in the field of architecture, it is very important that we become familiar with all of our procedures and processes in our field. Thus, a flowchart is very useful. Based on the history, the flow process chart or flowchart was the initial structured approach for recording the flow of processes and was presented to the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, ASME, in 1921 under the title Process Charts: First Steps in Finding the One Best Way. These tools, created by Frank Gilbreth, became popular in the industrial engineering courses. Alan H. Mogensen, an industrial engineer, started teaching business people how to use some of these industrial engineering tools at his work simplification conferences in Lake Placid, New York during the early 1930s. In addition to this, in 1944, Mogensen's program had a graduate named Art Spinner who brought the techniques he learned back to Procter and Gamble and created their Deliberate Methods Change program. Another graduate from the same year, Ben S. Graham, who was the director of Formcraft Engineering at Standard Register Corporation, developed the multi-flow process chart to show the relationships between numerous documents in information processing, building on the flow process chart. The ASME adopted a symbol set derived from Gilbert's initial work as the ASME standard for process charts in 1947. And last part of the story is that Herman Goldstein and John von Neumann worked together at Princeton University in the late 1940s to create flowchart, which are still used today as a way to describe computer algorithms. These flowcharts have evolved to include extensions like UML activity diagrams. However, their popularity decreased in 1970s as interactive computer terminals and third-generation programming languages become more prevalent. Those tools allowed for more concise and readable descriptions of algorithms through source code in specific language. As a result, pseudocode, which uses general idioms of programming languages without strict adherence to the specific intricacies, is now commonly used. Now let's talk about the uses of flowchart. Flowcharts provide a straightforward graphical representation of how the various stages in a process are interconnected. This makes them an effective means of illustrating how processes function and explicitly recording the exact steps involved in a particular task. Additionally, creating a flowchart of a process can help enhance your comprehension of it and facilitate identifying areas for potential enhancements. A flowchart is therefore useful. Number one, to define and analyze processes. Defining and analyzing processes means breaking down a task into individual steps to examine their fit and achieve the desired outcome. This involves flowcharts, step lists, and input-output analysis. Benefits include identifying inefficiencies, streamlining, and cost savings for improved quality. Number two, to provide an overview. To provide an overview means to give a brief summary or general outline of a topic, issue, or situation. It involves presenting the main points or features in a condensed format without going into excessive detail. Improve communication. Improving communication enhances information exchange between people by using clear language and clear presentations, listening skills, feedback, and appropriate channels. The goal is to minimize misunderstandings and promote understanding and cooperation and foster positive relationships. Number four, to aid in algorithm design. Aid in algorithm design means to help create better and more efficient ways of solving problems or performing tasks through the use of structured and logical procedures. And number five, to check program logic. Checking program logic means reviewing the instructions and reasoning behind the program's code to ensure that it correctly achieves the intended outcome and does not contain any errors. Number six, to aid in coding. Aid in coding means to assist in writing software programs by providing tools, resources, and techniques to streamline the coding process and improve the quality and functionality of resulting program. And number seven, to make modification easier. Making modifications easier involves designing software or systems in a way that allows for efficient and straightforward adjustments, updates, or changes to be made without disrupting the overall functionality and integrity of the program. Number eight, improve documentation. Improving documentation means enhancing the clarity, accuracy, and usefulness of written materials that describe how to use or understand a particular product, process, or system in order to make it easier for users to understand and work with. And number nine, to build a step-by-step picture of the process for analysis, discussion, or communication. Building a step-by-step picture of a process means creating a clear and detailed sequence of actions, tasks, or events that occur in order to perform a specific activity or achieve a particular outcome. We therefore know that presenting information in a step-by-step flow allows for focused attention on individual phases without feeling overwhelmed by the larger picture. So this is an example of a flowchart that is related to our field. This is the 7 phases of the architectural design process. First is we undergo in the pre-design phase, followed by the schematic design phase. Next is the design development phase, and moving on, we have the construction documents phase. To continue, we also undergo in the building permit phase, also the bidding and negotiation phase, and the last process is the construction administration phase. After that, we have the building being built by the team. Now, I will explain to you how each of the phase works and the steps behind it. Number 1, the pre-design phase, also known as the programming phase. This phase kicks off the architectural design process. In the pre-design phase, the architect interfaces with the client to learn about the plot of land, any existing structures, and the client's wishes for the future building. The architect researches local zoning and land use restrictions, then makes a cost estimate as part of their competitive bid to win the commission. If the parties agree on terms and the scope of the project, they draw up a contract for architectural services. The schematic design phase. In this next phase, the architectural design team begins to translate the client's wishes into a building design concept. This may involve sketches, drawings, 3D renderings, and preliminary site plans, floor plans, and building elevations. Any building system such as HVAC and plumbing also belong in the schematic designs. Number 3, the design development phase. This is the phase where the architect's design intent manifests as a detailed plan. If the project requires a structural engineer, that person typically joins the team at this point. The architect also presents the client with both exterior and interior finishes, which will go atop the foundational structure. Finishes can greatly affect the total cost of a construction project, so this phase must be handled with utmost degree of respect. At this point, a more realistic cost estimate will come into view. Number 4, the construction document phase. In this next phase of the architectural design process, design becomes a reality. The architect produces 2 sets of detailed drawings that specify every detail of their final design. One set is called the construction set, and it remains on site throughout the construction process. The other set is called the permit set, which the architect sends to the local permitting authority, whether that's a city or a municipality. In a design-build project, the in-house construction contractor becomes involved at this point. Number 5, the building permit phase. At this point, the architect must submit the permit set of drawings as part of a larger permit application. The city or municipality reviews the submittals for structural integrity and adherence to zoning laws and building codes. Simple construction projects in permissive municipalities can get approval in a matter of days. If you're building something ambitious, or if you're building an historic district, the permitting process can take months. Number 6, the bidding and negotiation phase, and this is optional. If the building is a design-build project that is designed and built by the same firm, there is no need to field bids from the construction contractors. If no contractor comes pre-attached, the client and the architect interview contractors and solicit competitive bids. Potential contractors sit down with the client and architect to go through the construction drawing sets and discuss materials and schedules. Number 7, the construction administration phase. In this final phase, the architect's role shifts from creative design to project management. While they don't physically manage the job site, they make regular site visits to ensure that the project is being executed according to their plans. The contractor and their crew assumes control of the project like a film director taking over a screenwriter's script. Project budgets can balloon on account of cost overruns, but with careful planning, no changes will be needed. And that's it. I hope I am able to properly discuss the history, uses, and the application of flowchart in the field of architecture. Thank you so much for watching this. Do you have any questions? Please comment down below and please don't forget to follow and hit the notification button. Bye! Oh, I almost forgot to submit it. Thanks, Flowchart.